am sure sports. You know me there, I'm coast to coast representing. I mean, I say this is righteous representing for Omar. You don't know, come get the sports over here from near and far. Boy. Me say I am sure sports, one thing me sure about. When me say sure, that me not doubt. Come get your sports, get it over here. Come subscribe, repost and share. I am sure sports, one thing me sure about. When me say sure, that me not doubt. Come get your sports, get it over here. Come subscribe, repost and share. If me not sure, that me not say it. Know who score, that me not say it. Never know no game play, that me not say it. If me never seen a game, me not know who play. For your sports news, better come over here so. For your soccer news, then come over here so. If you don't love sports, still come over here so. For the day done, you are gonna love over here so.
So when it comes on to behavior concerning football, Jamaica is decent. I am sure that if we can get all of these things done, set in place by the end of April, it gives us enough time before the World Cup campaign. Not afraid of no Brazil, no Argentina with these crap of players. We are good enough. Remember, like, subscribe, share. Listen, comment, let me know what your thoughts are.
Trick Nick Jerk Marinade gives your meats and vegetables authentic Jamaican jerk flavor. The spices are directly from Jamaica. Spices like jerk seasoning, allspice, scotch bonnet pepper, fresh scallions, thyme, ginger, and garlic. The key ingredients to a great jerk marinade. 0% sugar and low in sodium. You want to try it?
Made up of 18 Jamaican herbs and spices, add delicious, bold flavor to your next grilling experience. Flavoring sauce, a marinade, basting, condiment, or topping. Trick Nick Jerk Barbecue Sauce.
That Sports for the best authentic sportswear. You check Wilton Sports when you want the best authentic sportswear. Wilton Sports. Food change advertise fee. And for roll out the numbers. Remember, no easy half number off.
Some sports were for take notes. Them full of dreams and hopes. Then why them come and sell rope? When there is only one, yeah, there is only one goat. And that a Wilson, yeah, that a Wilson, yeah, that a Wilson sports. Yeah, ball boots, ball tops, ball shots, string yard, ball socks. Them kind of drip you quick for make your ex call back. Little quickness in my boots and ball out, me want that. My Nike take it pretty and my Adidas all black. Dribble down you feel it, grip me feel me can't drop. Slide tackle all me own a team and know this snap up. Why? Because I'm by the supper.
Good afternoon. Welcome to I Am Sure Sports. I am your host, Manningsman, on this Super Friday. Hope you're having a fantastic day as you look ahead to stepping into the weekend. Yes, yeah, man. So they say, thank God it is Friday, but we give thanks for every day because it is the day that the Lord has made, and we will forever rejoice and be glad in it. Yes, indeed. God is indeed. Yeah. God is really good. I'm a very grateful person for life because I have the breath of the Most High God in my lungs. Yes. The breath of the Most High God keeps me alive. I'm not sustained by the works of man, but by the Creator God who made the heavens and the earth. People, make the most of your life. Live to your maximum potential. Fulfill your dreams and aspiration. Leave the world a better place than when you were placed on it. Remember that. Leave the world a better place. Leave a lasting legacy for your family. Chris Lynch, bless up yourself. Lasting legacy. Leave a legacy for your family. Don't just leave them money. That is good. All right? Do you hear me? Making money is good. Leaving money is good. But leaving things like honor and dignity, oh my Lord, yes, integrity, leaving those things in place for your family is bigger and better than leaving wealth. You can recreate the legacy of your family by what you leave for the next generation. You can leave your family in a better place or a worse place. We always look for the diamond in the rough. You know the story of the golden Buddha. The golden Buddha, for years, they say, was covered in clay. Some monks found it and they started, like, just picking at it, getting off the clay, because everyone thought it was a big lump of clay, garbage. And that's how the golden Buddha was discovered, revered by many. So sometimes in the garbage, there is gold. In the mess, there is a message. And oftentimes in life's biggest test, there is a testimony. In the midst of all the negative that life throws at you, find that positive that's happening in you. And let the emphasis of your life be built on it. You can never thrive and become successful by allowing your space and your life to be dominated by negativity. While we understand the nature of people and how dialogues take place, we take the things that add value to life so we can leave life a better place. And when they throw us lemons, and we make lemonade. It is Super Friday. Oh, geez. Balakar. Balakar team was in the semifinal and him asked me to deal with that thing. And oh my God. Balakar, we still want to deal with that. Even if it gone, even if I feel you, my brother, I'm going to deal with that. Bless up yourself, Balakar. Miguel, Tyrone, Duklan, the fake Stenet, Jason Gona, 50-50, New Media 1876. Yeah, man, bless up yourself. Bless up yourself. To everyone who have made a comment, read it. Treasure Coast Masters, bless up Fresh God. Jew Ross, aka Jew Fortes. Blessings, my brother. Serious musician, producer. But he works with, gospel and Christian music. Very, very skilled bass player. If you ever want someone to teach you how to play bass in the States, Jew Fortis is the man. Very humble, but believe me, his talent is world class. No question asked. Big up. We ask you For those of you who watch the channel, though you may not agree with all our thoughts, it's just opinionated for the most part. We take the facts and we create opinions based on certain facts. But the facts are the facts. And the facts can change. And when the facts change, your opinions change. However, everyone is free to their opinion, even if you believe that opinion is wrong. It's theirs to hold on to. Do you get me? So here's what we ask you to do. Make sure you hit the like button as soon as you come on. If you haven't done so yet, even if you're not planning, if you're not going to like the video, like it from now. Easy. 1, 2, 3. Hit the like. If you are not yet subscribed to the channel, what are you waiting on? What have I done to you? Why you want to support an ex-black man, an ex-Jamaican? Why? Why? So support brand Jamaica by hitting that subscribe button. All right. Tennessee Lewis is going to be here. J Shy 876. You're asking for Tennessee. Tennessee. J Shy 876 is asking for you, Tennessee. So let me just make sure that Tennessee has the link. Does he? He doesn't have it. I'm going to make sure he gets it now. Right now. Tennessee. Tennessee. There you go. He's going to be here. No. All right. You hit the like. You subscribe. Third thing, you share. It is Super Friday. And I promise you, I am not going to be long on this. We need some super stickers and some super chat. So if you would like to, you can give a super sticker. You can give a super chat. Support the channel. Go ahead. Go ahead, please, and do that. All right? That's it. It is Super Friday, right? You may never ever do this before, but you can do that now. Just give a super sticker or a super chat. Come on. Some of you have been here like from day one. You support, and we appreciate that because we don't do this because of the money. But again, all the resources from the channel are used towards the channel and back to social work. We're constantly doing that. All right. And if you want evidence of what we're doing, we always have videos to show those things because we believe that the resources we have are not for us. It is to add value to people's life and make meaningful impact. All right. Now, I said if the facts, when the facts change, your opinion change. And I think Jason Guna says, if the facts change, were they facts in the first place? Yes, they were. So, for example, I can say it is a fact that it is raining. And if you go out there, you're going to get wet. You're going to get drenched. All right? It's going to be a poor game because the team doesn't play well when it rains. All right? But then it stops raining and it is sunshine before the game starts. Though I said my opinion was that the team would play bad, I changed my opinion because the rain stopped and it is sunny and bright. So my opinion changed because the fact about the weather changed. Can I get an amen? I'm feeling good today. Yes. Yes. I'm feeling good today. How did you like that one, Jason Guna? Did I adequately address the matter, the question? All right. Now, my people, talk to me. Like, we want to save the meat of the matter for the latter stages of the show. All right. So let's get to the beginning, the Champions League draw. Now, Some of you, I understand you cannot participate in a Champions League discussion because your team is nowhere near Champions League caliber. Ah, Sammy. Oh, the people are saying that I should not answer Gunner's boss today. Gunner's boss, please, I beseech you, therefore, by the mercies of God, to don't call the phone, or else I will be tempted to answer, and the people don't want me to answer the phone call. So, Gunner's boss, help a friend by not calling. Will you, Gunner's boss? Or you can't resist the urge to call the big show. The Triple E said that will never happen. All right, so let's get to the Champions League draw. And then don't worry, we're going to take our time. Some of you want to hear about the fact that a name has been listed with the national team and with a next federation. We're going to talk about that. But yeah. Big up Boss Thomas. Thank you, Tennessee, the first man to grace the platform with a super sticker. Thank you. Thank you, Tennessee, for your contribution. Much appreciated. All right. Also, let me just say that I have two of my subscribers. All right. One is goes by God bless, the other one in name as Solji. Both of them did some surgery operation, but they're doing well and recovering, and so we thank God for that. All right. So big up to Solji. You understand me, did a minor thing, and but he's doing well, and God bless, has been recovering for quite a while now, and doing a whole lot better. We are grateful for all of that. All right. So I want to get your opinion on the Champions League. All right. So let's do this. And then we want to get past this, and then we get into the Reggae Boy stuff that all of you like. All of you want to discuss and quarrel and stuff. We don't want to discuss the things that stimulate us to growth and development. We want to deal with the things where we can cuss and fight and quarrel with each other. I know that is the part that is interesting. The interesting part is a problem part. The interesting part is the drama part. The interesting part is a mix-up part. So I know some of you are saying right now, man, load my thing because you don't want to talk about. We need to talk about because we want the drama, but slow and steady and slow. That's how we roll. Yeah. All right. So this is the Champions League draw. This is actually the quarterfinals, but how the semifinal pairings will be in terms of what side plays what side. So on one side you have Borussia Dortmund, Atletico Madrid, PSG, and Barcelona. The other bracket, you have Arsenal, Real Madrid, Bayern Munich, and Manchester City. For some reason, I think the four better teams are all in one bracket. That's my opinion. I feel like right now, Arsenal, Bayern, Madrid, and City are the four better teams left in this. That's my humblest opinion. All right. So, Atletico Madrid versus Borussia Dortmund and PSG, Barcelona, Arsenal, Bayern, Real Madrid, City. Talk to me, people. What are your thoughts on these ties? Yep. Talk to me. Talk to me. What are your thoughts, people? Come on. Who makes it through? You know who I am picking to go through already. I think you all know that, You all know who management picked are. All right. I see one says Arsenal versus City. So for some strange reason, I believe that Real Madrid is going to get the better of City. I don't know why, but I feel like Real Madrid will get the better of City in this tie. I have that feeling. I have that feeling, people. I believe that Arsenal will also get the better of Bayern. Now, the game that I think is very tricky is PSG Barcelona. Hard to pick a winner. Because I believe that Borussia Dortmund will come out. But PSG Barcelona is hard. It's a very hard one to call because I think they are probably two of the poorer teams out of the 8, in my humble opinion. People, Real Madrid, by the time this comes around, their players will be back for the most part. All right. So, I think Real Madrid this time around will get the better of Manchester City. When I watch Manchester City, for example, versus Liverpool, there's something that's not coming together with this Manchester team this season. Something about this Manchester City team this season that is not clicking like in previous season. And though they have players coming back from injury, I just feel like Real Madrid will have the upper hand in this one. So, I'm going Real Madrid versus Arsenal. And I'm going PSG. I'm going to change and pick, All right, so the 4 at the top. I'm going with the 4 teams at the top. Atletico, PSG, Arsenal, Real Madrid. That's what I'm going with. I'm picking Arsenal to beat Bayern. I'm picking Madrid to beat City. I'm picking PSG to beat Barcelona. And I'm picking Atletico Madrid to beat Borussia Dortmund. Then I'm picking Arsenal to beat Madrid and get to the final. And I don't care who we play. I know some of you are saying that I'm a madman and this is the naive Arsenal fan speaking. What is your opinion? And make sure that your team is in the 8. Because if your team is not in the 8, keep your mouth shut. Hurricane will not be lifting any title. Arsenal will win a big title before Hurricane win a trophy in his career. like a real trophy. He ain't winning nothing. He not even winning. Oh, jeez. I have a Manchester United fan calling. Let me make sure I set up this thing. Hold on. This is a Manchester United fan calling, people. Let me make sure. Hold on. Let me just set up the calling line because the calling line wasn't ready to work yet, Hold on, caller. We need to set up the calling line. All right, we need to set up the calling line. Hold on, caller. Call back in a couple of minutes. There you go. We're ready now. All right. We have a Manchester United fan calling. Manchester United fan. Let me call him back because he got disconnected. This is a Manchester United fan. I don't know what say he has in anything Champions League. But welcome to I Am Sure Sports 50-50.
Good evening.
Good evening. Afternoon.
Am I qualified to speak on this topic?
Let the fans decide. Fans, should a Manchester United fan be able to have a discussion on the platform about the Champions League? You tell me, people. All right. Triple E, there is a serious uproar in the comment section as they believe that you're only qualified to speak on the FA Cup. But we will give you a pass today because you're Cranky's YouTube son. So go ahead. It is on that premise that we're allowing you to say something. So be very careful what you say, because if Cranky says cut him off, you're gone with the wind. Go ahead.
Good evening and good evening to the chat. I'm listening. I'm going to be fair in my analysis today, right?
Today. So you're not always fair in your analysis.
Well, all the time. Except when I was trying to send you gifts and those stuff. But I have stopped now. However, pertaining to the Champions League, all right, man, Arsenal versus Bayern Munich. I watched the two legs of the Bayern Munich and Lazio game. And whilst I do believe Lazio in both legs to an extent played well, what I don't like about the Italian teams are that they tend to sit back against the better opposition in terms of, and it frustrated me in the second leg when they faced Bayern at their home, because I was saying, listen, Bayern is a respectable club, right? But it's not the Bayern of old. And I was watching them against Lazio, and I was like, Lazio in the first half hit them on a couple counter attacks, and they had 1 and 2 chances. But other than that, they kind of just like sat back behind the ball and they let Bayern dictate the play and dominated possession on the ball, and that's how Bayern created chances and end up scoring. And looking at how Arsenal play, I think there's a misconception, and a lot of Arsenal fans need to what would be the word, not to lower their expectations, but for the lack of a better word or whatever now, lower their expectations in terms of how Arsenal plays in Europe compared to how they play in the Premier League. I think some of the scorelines in the Premier League have kind of fooled them, thinking that they will go into Europe and kind of just like dominate and smash teams, where when they face teams with European pedigree, I think the ball game is a bit more slower and it's a bit more difficult, especially with the physicality that a lot of these European teams bring to the game. And I think what Porto did against Arsenal was that where they nullified them, etc. So it's all about the result on the day and just getting through. So I do believe that Arsenal has enough quality, and I think that they have the maturity to face this Bayern team over 2 legs and get a result to go ahead to the semi-final,
Okay, so you're picking Arsenal over Bayern. What about Madrid, definitely. Manchester City?
Madrid, Manchester City. Yeah, you're right. Manchester City haven't been really clicking this season, especially with some of the new additions that they've made. Normally, some of them take normally the new signings for City take the second season to kick into gear, but something has just been missing from them, like the fluidity and on the day, depending on the day that you catch City, they will beat it, but they haven't been really consistent throughout the season. But the thing with City is like whenever the big games come up and those big moments, they will always find a way. And I think one of the driving factors for that is the manager and the brilliance that he has. He always finds a way to galvanize this team to get the result. But Madrid versus City, listen, I have to go with City with this one, honestly. I just feel like they have the better team, better quality players in certain areas of the pitch, especially midfield. So I do believe that they will get the result against Madrid over 2 legs.
Oh, so you believe you're picking City and Arsenal to meet in the semi-finals?
Yeah, and the reason why I pick City as well, I feel like even though they haven't been at their best this season, the thing with Madrid, I've seen them this season, is like, I know that they have some key injuries, right? But I don't feel like Madrid has an outlet in terms of on the attacking forefront that can score them goals. Other than Vinicius, I know that Rodrigo scores, but I know that they have Brahim Diaz and Joselu, but they aren't the most prolific goal scorers or consistent goal scorers. And if you look at City in terms of the goal scoring ability that they have and some of the form that the players are in, I know that Erling Haaland came back from injury, hasn't been scoring much to the extent.
But isn't it only 2 players from City scoring their goals predominantly? Foden and Alan, or probably 3. Alvarez. Who else scoring goals for City? Nobody else.
Well,
Really.
yeah, right, predominantly. But what I'm saying is like they possess this immense quality that when these big games come up, they will always find it. You know what I'm saying? And with the likes of Erling Haaland, Kevin De Bruyne, Bernardo Silva. Bernardo Silva hasn't been really on it this season, to be honest, if you check it, But they have enough quality, and I feel like they will beat Madrid still.
Okay. All right. Atletico Madrid versus Borussia Dortmund.
Well, I was looking at the head-to-head for that game, and I remember a couple years ago where Dortmund did knock out Atletico Madrid. I watched Dortmund over the weekend. I watched them over the weekend, and I watched them in the Champions League game, right? And I think they're sitting 4th in the table. I was not really impressed by them. It's a different Borussia Dortmund side. It's because the Borussia Dortmund of old had the likes of Jadon Sancho, Erling Haaland, Jude Bellingham, and some of these quality players which aren't there anymore, and they don't really have anybody this moment in time other than Jadon Sancho. It's a really depleted squad in terms of that they possess. Atletico Madrid, for me, they've had a good run in La Liga this season. They had some big results. Whilst they might be defensive, I still believe they have enough quality with the likes of Griezmann, who looks differently compared to when he was at Barcelona, as well as many other players who can be the difference makers. So I will pick Atletico Madrid over Borussia Dortmund in the 2 legs.
But while I bring up the fact, you bring up the fact that that thing there is in 4th place, right? Dortmund. That Borussia Dortmund, but Atletico is also in 4th place. Atletico Madrid is 4th place in La Liga.
Well, I have better teams than them across the season to an extent. But I'm saying I do believe Atletico Madrid in the Champions League, they have a bit more quality. And the thing with Borussia Dortmund for the years, for some reason,
50-50. You have gone 0-0 on me and not hearing you.
I always drop out of the run of City and
Borussia Dortmund always get dropped out. Didn't the Borussia Dortmund, what you talking about? Didn't the Borussia Dortmund go to the finals of the Champions League recently?
No, man, I ain't telling them that, man.
Wait a second, Dortmund never got to the Champions League final.
That was when was that? No, way back when.
Which way back when?
When in recent times, when did Borussia Dortmund go?
Let me.
Now, when Jurgen Klopp was at Dortmund, then go final or something like that, I believe.
Huh? That how long was that? Wasn't that 2013?
Like,
no, 2013.
Yeah.
Yeah. That is not long time.
Come on, man. That's over.
So 2013 is the last time that they went to the final. To who? To Atletico? When last Atletico went to the final? At the Champions League?
2016, I believe. 2015, 2016.
2014. No, 2014. No, 2014.
2014, 15, or 15, 16.
So one was in 2013 and one was in 2014. And those 2 teams playing, I don't think that is a huge difference.
But listen up, if you look at, compare both teams over the latter stages in the last 5 or so years. Atletico Madrid has been to the latter stages of the competition compared to Borussia Dortmund, who tends to drop out in the run. or the quarterfinal. And I'm saying with a over the line because the game isn't played on paper, you know. They have a stronger team on paper, but on the field with how they play defensively, etc., I feel like they have enough to.
Okay. All right. All right. All right. I hear you, you know. I don't
But
know if it is your
with
phone or my phone, but there seem to be the internet moving,
Borsha Dortmund as well, and yes,
the internet moving very spooky. Yeah, I think it's my internet, you know.
What's the last game?
I think it is my internet 50-50. I don't know what is going on.
The PSG.
Yeah, PSG Barcelona. All right, I think we're having some difficulties connecting with 50-50. So let's see. I think that with the call was dropped. Yeah, but I don't think there's any. I think the games are going to be tight though, and on any given day, any team can win. But I think it's not a bad draw for Arsenal. There can be no bad draw because these are the best teams. It's over 2 legs, so generally over 2 legs, the better teams normally come out on top. If it was a 1 leg game, then you could say luck. But over 2 legs, better teams normally come out on top, in my opinion. 50-50. Yeah, make a last point. You were breaking up.
Yeah, so what the last game be?
PSG versus Barcelona.
Funny enough, you know, if Barcelona will win, if Luis Enrique decides to he want to take off Mbappe halftime because of tactical reasons and they need to get used to playing football, because I don't know what kind of stupidity him started from where they were my bench the man from halftime, you know. But two quality teams, PSG obviously weak with Neymar and Messi not being there. Mbappe can be the difference maker. It's a tough game for me.
So what about Dembele?
And the man ain't done this in season. But Asensio play good since season, I believe. But I love PSG in this game. Barcelona for me, too many injuries and just a very young squad, to be honest, and they're really depleted in certain key areas for this game.
Yeah.
But man, it's my last point, right? This barely Cadamartieri guy, right? I see people getting in uproar about him probably or him reposting the call up from England. And what I would like to express to people is, listen, you have a man born in England. Man probably never visit Jamaica yet, right? Man probably never even have jerk chicken or 2 curry goat. And the man decides to listen. Him probably
Well, what if he eat 1 curry goat?
All right, me give him that. But what I'm saying is, he's born in England. His family is there. His friends are there. You know, growing up in that country, I'm assuming that when he looks at some of the players that was before him who play for these respectable English clubs, he would be like, you know, one day I want to go play for the United or the Arsenal, and then one day I would like to get called up for the English national team. I don't think those youngsters over those countries look at Jamaica at a very tender age, growing up and saying, I want to go and represent the Jamaica national team. If the opportunity is given to them, then that is a decision for them to make. However, if they don't make that decision and they feel like they would like to stay and try to get a call up with an under 19 or the senior team, then I think we should respect them in that sense and give the ball of them space, make them represent them the country that they were born in. It's no need for some people to be cursing the ball and getting in uproar about him selecting England over the Reggae Boyz.
So that is what he did.
Repeat.
That is what he did.
What, select England over the under 19?
Select England over Jamaica. That is what he did.
Well, if you repost it, what do you think?
Huh? So you think that you think that he's going to be playing with the England under 19s instead of coming to play for Jamaica?
Let me put it this way. Well, no, I'm not going to shoot down the man thing. So I'm not going to say no man not good to play for England senior team. I'm young. I'm not going to say that.
No, man. What I'm saying is that you believe his post is okay. I was called by Jamaica, but England called me. So Jamaica, tada. You think that posting that in the squad, that is what it means?
Yeah, to an extent, because I'm of the belief that if England didn't send for him, right, I believe he would have been on his way to Jamaica. However, probably in the back of his mind, he wasn't thinking that the call up was possible for the under-19s. Well, I don't want to I don't want to put words in his mouth or think anything for him, but seeing that England comes knocking, it's a great nation that plays football, and why wouldn't he want to represent them? You know what I'm saying? I think the big difference maker is if he comes to Jamaica, he will be playing senior football. If he goes to England, then he'll be playing with the youth team, the under-19s. You know what I'm saying? So I think he has to know what he wants. But that post to me seems as if he will be representing England.
Okay, all right, all right, all right, all right.
No, tell Jurasa, I'm not tell the people what to do. That's what I'm saying. I not really want I don't want to think for him more. You know what I'm saying? So
Okay.
yeah, that's just my opinion on the situation. Obviously there's no right or wrong to it.
All right, then
Yeah.
respect. Good call. Good call.
Yeah.
All right. So there you go. That was 50-50. He has picked Arsenal. He has picked City. He has picked Atletico. And I'm not sure who he picked. All right. So Champions League. Call and give it. So yes, people, because we have a whole heap of article about this whole situation. So what we're saying, if you're calling for the show, you have to call on WhatsApp. Understand me? Yes. So what are your thoughts? What are your thoughts on the Champions League? Let's get some more. We soon get to the BL. We have time. We have hour and odd left before the show done. All right? Understand me? And then we want to talk about the distractions. All right. How a lot of these things I hear through the grapevine. The grapevine. So, all right. Nobody wants to talk about Champions League. Nobody wants to talk about JPL. All right. Oh, Europa. Europa is very easy, man. Bayern Leverkusen going up against Liverpool in the final. That is it. Easy. The outgoing manager of Liverpool playing against the incoming manager of Liverpool. That is all. So they're going to share the Europa League. All right. So let's yeah, big up. We find the starting 11. All right, there you go. Milo Uncut says, yeah, Atletico versus Barca, Arsenal versus Man City. And if that happens, it will be Barcelona. I pick Barcelona, Arsenal for the finals, you know. Yeah. People, don't worry yourself. Jason, don't worry yourself. Yakin, don't worry yourself. Duckland, easy Duckland. Easy Duckland. Easy yourself. No. All right. So, couple of things. The power of life and death is in the tongue. Arsenal will play in Bayern, Joe. So, again, this is information I got by the ear. So, I could be 100% wrong. That's the disclaimer. But I have to highlight it because it was said to me by a couple of persons. I did not hear it myself. Yeah. All right. Yes, Nitro. That's why I'm picking Bayern Leverkusen and Liverpool for the finals of Europa. And then they're going to share the cup because Klopp will be leaving. And think that I think going to come in to lead the team. So that's what I think is going to happen. All right. So let me say this, right? So I was told that recently when Mr. Wall was, I think some reports have suggested that he was fired, but the briefing said that he was reassigned. That there were persons saying in anger or because they were upset in the moment, they were saying that they are going to tell players to not represent Jamaica. All right. This is not the first time these sentiments have been shared by people. People who probably have dialogue with players in the diaspora who want to come for playing for Jamaica. So they said, okay, we are, or I am going to tell the players don't come because they're upset. Now, I don't know that if this was actualized in terms of that there was. But when you say things like this, and we see what is happening now, it makes us wonder, like, whoa, did you play a role? If decisions are changed, then you put yourself in a position to be questioned as if you played a role in leading people down a particular path. I say this publicly because I think in our most emotional state, it is better to keep silent. Because what we say, rightly or wrongly so, could have future implications. Therefore, myself included, if you're upset about something, sit back and listen. Because what sense would it be if you are encouraging persons to represent the country in a sporting discipline, something happens that upset you, that you who were so gung-ho, filled with youthful exuberance and enthusiasm, would go back to people and say, don't come and play again. Don't come and run again. Don't come and do this again. Or give inference that suggests that you would do that. So let us sometimes take a little break from the chaotic conversations and reconstruct our thinking so it can align with the true passions of our heart before we make utterances. So now we have a situation where a player was named in a provisional 60-man squad weeks ago that was submitted to CONCACAF. Then the sequence of events is that the player would have received the requisite documentation. That means he can represent the nation, included in the 60-man from that point. A decision was made that reassigned a coach, and then utterances came out that people were going to personally tell players not to come and play for Jamaica. So after that, we see where the player now was included in a 23. And then we see all of these articles coming out where the player is listed to represent the country of his birth. Lots of questions that need to be answered. I don't know the gravity of the situation, but my position has never changed. Here it is. It is human to want to play and represent the place where you were born and raised. I think 50-50 also said that. There is that. That is why people like Sania Richards, though she represented America well, always speak about how it would feel representing Jamaica. Donovan Bailey, the same thing. Because deep down, when you're born and raised in a particular culture, there's a part of you that cries out for representing that state, that country. That's just a part of it. So I believe that in every player born and raised in the diaspora, there is a part of them that would enjoy the opportunity to play for the country of their birth. And all of us must understand that. It doesn't mean they don't have love for the land of their parents' heritage. It's just that that's where they were born. It is like this. All of us were taken from someplace in Africa. Maybe Ghana, maybe Nigeria. That's where our foreparents came from. Many of us dismiss the thought of taking the names of the tribes that we were from in Africa. We all have English names or German names or American names because we have the names of our slave masters. The idea of repatriation or the idea of returning to the motherland where we are from is a farce for many and foolishness and folly for others. Because none of us really believe we are really from the heart of Africa and we need to go back there. Our love is for the Western society that we have been raised in. We don't clamor to go and represent Ethiopia. We don't clamor and are urged to go and represent Ghana. No, we want to represent Jamaica, a land that we were brought to. So understand my context. It is in the same way that the players in the diaspora, they want to play for that place. Like 50-50 said. However, if that opportunity is not coming and there is an opportunity to play elsewhere, they want to do that. And I don't think anything is wrong. It's not a lack of commitment or lack of desire. I don't believe it has anything to do with that. Do you hear me, people? So, while I understand this, yeah, hold on. Hold on, people. Hold on. Yeah. So, I'm coming to some of your suggestions. So, listen to me. I totally understand if a player says, listen, yeah, I'd really love to play for Jamaica, but I have an opportunity to play for England, and I'm going to choose England. It doesn't hurt me in terms of the point where I get upset with the player. It affects me because I know the quality that the player would bring to Jamaica. We are going to win some, and we are going to lose some. It is not our place to be disrespectful to the ones that we have lost. We should spend our time commending the ones that we have won. strengthen our bond with them because they too had the choice and they are here. We complain and argue and are disrespectful to the ones that we have and the ones who don't come. We can't have both. So here is what we should do. Let us focus on who we have and celebrate them in the moment. And those who up to, it's okay because they made a personal choice. I put it to you that many of you, your sons and your daughters, when they come to age, though we need qualified doctors in Jamaica, you ain't telling them to come work at KPH. So while the next man has his footballing talent to earn and wants to stay in England, you too have your sons and your daughters. Watch this. Your sons and your daughters to do medicine and all of those things in the societies that they are, in the States, in England, wherever. And that is accepted. So allow them to make their choices. It also says that while we must be inclusive, right? While we must be inclusive, here is what. There must be an emphasis on looking at what steps can we take to create the kind of environment here in our country to produce equal level quality to those who are not on the island. That is the twofold approach. So if you ask me about the present player, I totally understand, though I do not believe that he will not be here. Let's make that clear. But I do understand, like players like him and the Omari, and there was a next one that they were trying to get for the under 17 that was playing for Rangers. And they are young. And they also have, listen, none of these things happen without reason. And I tell people that while Gareth Southgate, Lovelace is his name, while Gareth Southgate may not listen to these programs, there are people who listen to these programs that can influence decisions at clubs. And a lot of us don't realize, and I keep on telling people this, a lot of us don't realize, let me say it to you again, a lot of us don't realize that players have people listening a lot of these things. And some of us think like, oh, you mean? Man a big man, if a man tell a man say I'm a drunk, if you just take that and go on. Life don't work like that. Life don't work like that. There's life and death in the power of the tongue. Too many of us believe that we say what we want to say about people, because people, big people, and just take what them get. That's not how life works. If you speak to me like I'm a deplorable person, why should I come and give sacrifice 100% for your sake? Because when I win, you celebrate. So I will tell you this. While I appreciate what social media spaces offers in the landscape of football, is that it has brought to the fore many things, advocated for many things that have become better, get into the intricacies of the sport and expose things so people can become more aware. There's a level of toxicity that is in it as well. There it is. That here is what it does. In the eyes of people outside of Jamaica, it makes us look like we're a set of garbage drama people. I've listened to people having watched many of these platforms talk about us, and their impression is that, listen, let me tell you this. Let me tell you this. To correct Ellie, listen, I'm a Jamaican at heart and I'm very patriotic. Because I've had altercations, because I don't want you to generalize about Jamaica. I always tell people that when you begin to generalize, you're telling general lies. Not all Jamaicans, not all vloggers, not all media. But here's what I know. I've spoken to people who watch my channel that I've introduced to other channels, and they watch other Jamaican platforms. And do you know what is funny? That a lot of people believe like the channel, this is just my experience. I'm talking about numerous people in Europe, numerous people in Africa, Nigerians, right? Watch this. People across the Caribbean, they believe like the platform that I don't want to use the word, but in Jamaica we call it dunce. Like Jamaican platforms and social media are like the place where the most dunce people are because of how we dialogue. People don't take us real. They don't. They take us for a set of dunce people who come on social media to make a lot of noise. And so many times people, that is why I try to stay clear from certain things. Because I know that I don't represent myself alone. I represent, you may not believe it, but when we type, when we call, when we comment, when we speak, we also represent Brand Jamaica. And while we have a right to our opinion, we have a right to be intelligent as well. Because we are painting a picture of a group of people in Jamaica who are illiterate and dunce, who all them want is to tear down. While we must not ignore the reality of corruption, the reality of conflicts of interest, and those things must be tackled head on, we have to create the kind of dialogue that when people from ESPN listen, they can call you for an interview. We have to create the kind of space that, like you see, Robbie Lies, who started out at Arsenal, he has some of the biggest platforms in the United Kingdom having him on. Everywhere we go, major networks have him on. Some of the biggest platforms in the United Kingdom having him on. Hold, caller, you have to, caller. Yeah, we hearing it. You have to turn off the music, the audio in the background, please.
Hold on, man. Yeah, hold on, man.
You hear Cat Williams and what's his name? Truth was spoken, but listen to it. You didn't hear no heap of crazy stuff going on, but truth was spoken. And Stephen A. Smith is on ESPN. We have to create a brand that is ESPN, BBC, Sky Sport, acceptable, excellent, of the highest order, because that is brand Jamaica. While we deal with and tackle every issue out there. Carla, welcome to the show. Good afternoon.
Yes, good afternoon, man, and big up, man. I always enjoy your program.
Yeah, man, I appreciate it.
And on that note, I have to call back about that guy. What you were saying is just him, and that's how it talk. That's not how it. That's what not how it's supposed to be on your program. Your program is a respected program. That guy named Gunners Boss, what he do the other day?
Oh yeah, calling the people reject. Yeah.
He come like he give me sleepless night, bro. And the way how he was aggressive and how he was carrying on, it's not right. It's not. People all over the world watch your program and watch all the program. Just like what you said, probably the people are dance and how people talk to each other. That's not right. On your program, I think one of you guys should just stop him right here and say, no man, you can't carry on like that on the program. This is a respectable program that people listen to and enjoy it, like myself.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
And I tell you, in my head from the other day, it's in my head. You can't deal with people like that. Cause it could be my kid live in America. It could be your kid. It could be your brother kid. It's just one Jamaica. It's just Jamaica and you're dealing with them like that. It could be your nephew.
Yep.
Your grandkids. You can't deal with people like that. You have to give them, you have to respect people and encourage people and happy for every kid, Jamaica or abroad, because a one family.
Yeah. Yeah. So people believe
stuff like that, man.
Yeah, but what I'll say is that there is also this notion, oh, this is social media, is the new media, and people listen. While that is true, I don't want to present myself that way. And I'll always tell people this. Like, this was built from the ground up. And if it goes back to the ground, it can be built from the ground up again. If it was done once, it can be done twice. But dignity and respect must be upheld. We have to become. And so, beginning today, this is Super Friday. It's beginning of a new week next Sunday. We have to begin to change. And certain things will not be tolerated.
The question, man, if not human being listen to social media.
Yeah, man.
Okay. So it didn't make a difference. It's people. Whether social media or wherever, it's people, and that you have to find a way to treat each other with respect and have feelings. If you don't have, you have to have feeling and how you want to be treated. That's how you try to treat people, bro. That's how you try to treat people with respect. You have to have feeling for people. A human being are dealing an animal.
Yeah. Yeah.
So you have to be looking at yourself and at your own soul and say, boy, you know what? You can't call people reject.
Here's something I know too. Like the worst thing, one of the worst emotions that people can go through is the emotion of rejection. So here's what you do.
Okay.
You want a person to feel ignore them. Don't even respond to them. Don't highlight them. I can't, like, the one time I've been close enough to hear Obama speak and say anything, he spoke about why he doesn't respond to the persons on social media. He says, listen, he paraphrasing, and he really says that, listen, when you respond to certain people, you have given them, because if you are known and you're popular and you respond to certain people, all you have done, is expanded their platform by giving them yours. So certain things, when people say and do, if you completely ignore it and don't even respond, don't say anything, after a while they feel rejected. They have to stop. People tell that with their wives.
Yeah,
if your wife is very quarrelsome and she carrying on and you're just silent and don't do anything, at some point, you know what happened? She gonna stop.
That's true. That's very true. But at the same time, it's not everybody can do that. Not everybody.
We have to treat. That is true.
It's just life. It's just life, And what me I said, the guy was calling people English reject. It's kids, man. You don't do that, bro. You don't do that. And at the same time, you want the best. You want the best players to represent Jamaica. Look, like, see them get 3 from out of the Trinidad match. Is it the same Jamaican kids? Is the same kids them? So you just hope for the best, man, and just the boy improve the program at Jamaica so the kids them can develop and so everybody can come together and develop the country. It will be a better country. There's so much killing that go on in Jamaica. The same thing that just the people them with ignorant and not think about each other. You have to think about each other, bro. You have to give, bro. You
Yeah.
have to give, you have to think. You have to, in your one part of your brain, you have to think. So no, that's not right, because people listen all over the world. And when people listen and hear that, they might say, but me go, my grandpicnic or my kid or my brother or whatever go represent that.
Yeah.
You have to think. Man, me they all listen still, and I love your program.
Yeah, man.
You see
Bless up, man.
you have empathy, you know, you always reason the right way.
Yep.
You know, so just bless up yourself, man.
Yeah, man. Respect, man.
Do you
Thanks.
live,
Yeah.
man. Pray for you and your program in the same time to keep up the
I
good work.
appreciate
You know?
that, man. I appreciate that. Appreciate that.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, man. All right.
All right.
Blessings every time. Yeah, man. All right,
Yeah,
people.
yeah.
Yeah, man. I am Jeff Nicholson, and I will say this again. I would never suggest that people keep silent when things are wrong. I will never ever suggest that we have a blind eye towards corruption and lacking integrity at the people who hold the highest offices. Never. However, in expressing our views, we too must be responsible. We cannot act worse than those who we are calling out and think that we are better. Do you hear me? We cannot act worse than those who we are calling out and act better. While we have freedom of speech, we must have respect in our speech. Critical. All right? We have a call. Gunners boss. Good afternoon. Welcome to I Am Sure
sir.
Sports.
Yes, sir. Before I say anything, who was that guy addressing me just now?
A caller. I would have to go back to the caller. What happened? Yeah.
Guy, you in there. You don't control me. You don't have my phone. I have opinions different from you. And this is where we have differing opinions, contending of opinions. Speak your mind, what you have to say, and don't control me. I am not your boy. Just remember that. I am gonna say what I have to say. When the host don't like it, he can cut me off and I will call back. But don't you ever come here and talk about me, boy. You's a boy, you come on this waiting. Listen, dude.
All right.
Watch yourself.
All right. So Gunners boss, do you
Yes.
all right? So while he doesn't control you, do you understand though the point that he's making?
No. His point is trying to control me and tell me what to say.
No.
I don't do that.
No,
And I don't
no,
care.
no, man. What he's saying though, Gunners boss. What he's saying though, Gunners, while you have a right to your opinion, the use of word is not right.
Man.
Because here's
I just went to go do a colonoscopy, right? If they turn me back and said no, I am rejected. Yes, those players who are coming to Jamaica, if they could play it for England or America, wherever they're coming from, they would not come to Jamaica. They are American and England rejects. You want me to triple down on that?
No. And this is where you are wrong. Because you have no proof that they were rejected.
We have no proof they got any
So
chance
why-
to play though, because they are not good enough. If they
But
were good enough, they would be playing for
but
their
how-
country,
why
not
you-
for
no,
Jamaica.
no,
They are
gonna
jumping
gonna
and the
gonna
Jamaicans,
gonna
they
gonna
are-
gonna
Hey, Robert, you not gonna allow
gonna
me to talk.
no,
Hey,
but
Robert, you
no,
not
no,
gonna allow me
no,
to
no,
talk.
no. You can hang up, but listen to what I am saying. You can hang up. So hang up if you don't want to listen to me. You hang up.
No,
So
I
listen.
called to have
So
a discussion. I
so-
won't hang up. but
so
if you're
listen.
gonna
So
try to
so
if
no.
you're gonna
So
censor
no,
my
you are
call,
using
you hang up.
what kind of censor you call? I'm having a discussion with you, but you are not going to
Go ahead,
lead the
Robert,
discussion
hear
by
what
yourself. You
Okay, go
have
ahead, let
no
me hear you.
proof that none of these players were called. You said that the players are not good enough. What do you mean that? What makes a player good enough to play for England and America? Tell me that. Give me that. Can you explain that? Explain that to me.
Hear this. Let me explain.
I ask you a question.
What? Let me not go answer the question now. Easy. In a 4 words. America or USA or anywhere in the world is not sending their best to Jamaica.
There is
That's why we are
no
getting the
player,
first, not even the second best.
no player is sent anywhere at all in the world. No player is sent anywhere. This is not the question I'm asking. I'm not asking you because the USA are not, the United States of America not sending players across the globe to represent other country. They are not doing that. That is not what I'm asking you. That is not.
They're going. The guys who all up management, the guys who Jamaica are chasing to play for them is because they can't play nowhere else.
No. Here's what I'm asking you. You said if players are good enough, they would play for England, they would play for America. Here's the question I'm asking you. What are the things that make a player good enough to play for England?
Number one, playing at the highest level. If Leon Bailey, for example, wasn't Jamaican, you think they would have allowed him to play for Jamaica? He would never, because he's one of the best over there.
No. So you believe, hold on. Right. You believe Leon Bailey would get in the England side over Phil Foden right now? And Bukayo Saka? No.
Exactly. You just contradict what you just have the question. You just answer my question. You know that means if Leon Bailey could have been in the England side.
Hey, I'm asking a question. You're saying I'm contradicting myself, and I'm asking you a question. Yes. Listen to the question I'm asking.
You answer the question.
I don't. Me not answer no question. Me ask you a question. I'm asking.
If Leon Bailey is better than Phil Foden, he would get in. But if he's worse and cannot be on the starting 11 or on the bench, that's who we get in. The people who are not good enough to start or be on their bench,
listen to the question.
We are getting their worse. So
let me ask you the question I'm asking you.
Instead of work, hold up, let me ask you this question before.
But you're not answering my question. You're not
answer, but not how you want me to answer it.
No.
I don't know how to answer it your way. I'm answering my way.
So I'm going to ask a question. Why are we not working on our best?
No, yes. Why are we not working?
Where is your proof? So me answer your question. You ask me a question, so me answer you, and then you can ask a next question. No, let me answer your first. No, I am going to answer your first question, and then you can ask me a next question. I don't want you to ask me a series of questions. I want you to ask me one question. I answer it. You go to the next question. So let me answer your question. Where is the proof that Jamaica is not working on Jamaican players? Where is the proof?
The proof is that we are suiting us under 19, under 17, and the national team. Foreign born players say they are of Jamaican lineage, and that's who we want, and rejecting our young boys and girls who can play and have the potential to be good if they get the opportunity. We are refusing to give them opportunity, giving it to people who are better than us.
So that is your proof, is that if a player don't play in the national team, Jamaica is not developing them.
No, they're not.
Okay. So that means. So watch this. So watch this. Over the years, here's what. So here's why your point makes no sense at all. When you have a Premier League, if you use all the players in Jamaica, you go through them. Only 23. And if only 23 means that we are not developing players because you have an X 5,000. So if you have 5,023 players and only 23 players, you're not developing anyways because everybody can play. So I don't understand the point you're making. Because 5 players playing or 10 players playing is not proof that you're not developing. So what is the point? I don't understand what you're trying to say.
Since the past 10, 15 years, we've been rejecting, turning our back on our local football system, talking about the national JFF, and we are not doing nothing for the youth that's in school and coming out of school.
What are you talking about? Hasn't Jamaica? Let me give you.
And Leon Bailey are natural born talent.
Let me give you facts. Let me give you facts. The fact is Jamaica has better coaches now. The fact is, in the last 10 years, Jamaica has better surfaces. The fact is, Jamaica have sent more players overseas and younger players overseas than any time before. Those are facts.
It don't have nothing to do with surfaces or nothing because we have.
But I mentioned surface. I mentioned surface. I mentioned the academy. I mentioned the amount of players going overseas. I mentioned the younger age players are going overseas. I mentioned more coaches and better coaches coming in the system. I mentioned that you have chosen one out of the 5 things that I've mentioned.
Then we don't have to go through them. You're not giving me a chance to go through them one by one, man. As soon as I open my mouth, you jump and step on my call. So I'm not saying nothing. Because this is where you want to dictate to me and don't have a conversation. I am telling you what I am observing based on what I see in these spaces, not your space. I say these, not this. These spaces, these YouTubers, all they talking about, oh, the national, and the national. It's not a national team if they are loaded with American and English-born players of Jamaican lineage. That's what I'm saying. Yeah. Not fully. I'm not saying you don't supposed to have a mix, but you can't have a 23 man squad outside 18 or 19 outside born overseas and grow up overseas and hone them skills overseas. That means to say we don't have no program in Jamaica. We don't have no players to select from. Don't have nothing.
Let me ask you a question. What would you prefer for Kaheem Dixon? To play at Arnett Gardens and play for the national team, or to be playing at Aston Villa in the Premier League? Which one is better for him?
Man,
I'm asking you a question. I'm asking you a question.
That is a whole different question you're asking me. You're asking me what I am saying. If Kaheem Dixon is a Jamaican product and him that good. But where did Kaheem Dixon man and raised?
Listen, boy, you're not. All right, hold on. You don't have to answer the question. So
no, I want to
you're making but you're making a point. You are making my point. I'm asking you a question. I'm not telling you anything. I am not telling you anything. I'm asking you a question.
Clarify the thing with me now. All right,
so you don't understand. So let me explain. Let me explain my question because you don't understand. The point I'm making to you. The objective of development is not so that the player can play for a national team. That is not the objective of development. The objective of development is what we see with Norman Campbell, what we see with Trevante Stewart, what we see with Kenroy Campbell, what we see with Kaheem Paris. That is the objective of development. Though they have less than 5 caps for the national team, they are playing in Europe. Why? Because development is taking place. Development is not wearing the national colors. That is where you are wrong.
Then why you spend so much time on the national colors when the national colors job is not the development. As we all know, and I've been saying that the national team and the national colors is not for people to practice and to hone their skill to get there. They are supposed to be ready to represent the national team. And we are not developing enough players, it seems like, who can represent our national team. So we bypass our best part.
Your opinion is flawed, though, because I have just listed players. I'm going to say it again. We have more players leaving Jamaica now at a younger age and playing in Europe than any other time in our history. And you're saying that we are not developing because you consider development as people born in Jamaica wearing the national jersey. That is development for you. That is not development.
No, man. That's you talking different things from what I'm saying. You are saying what I'm not saying. You are saying what you want to say. I am saying. What I am saying is you don't get the understanding, That's why you're talking all this, Because hear this now. A foreign-based player is different from a foreign-born player. And that's why I see y'all getting it wrong. I am not talking about a player who start out in Jamaica, get the opportunity to go and build his skill to a higher level overseas. I am talking about the players that were born in England and come America and wherever, come to Jamaica when we already believe they are fully developed, because it's fully developed players we are bringing into our national program. And these are players who if they was as good as we are saying they are, they would be representing their country. What is wrong with the word reject? When we used to play a jukebox and you play our music and it scratch it, reject
Gunners boss.
because it's not good.
You see what I've listened to you because we had 15 minutes, so we're going in the call. But let me just say this to you. I'm asking you.
Any no man's man.
Listen what I'm asking you. Because listen, we have other persons calling. Just work with the program.
And that means they like what other people are calling. Go back in our comment section.
No. Let me ask you my.
I'm going to talk with Travis.
All right. Not seeing that you don't want. All right. People, I'm trying to help before you get even to where players are born. Development is not to wear the national colors. Can we just get that? Wearing the Jamaican national team jersey is not development. It is not development. So whether a group of Chinese-looking people are wearing the national colors, that has absolutely nothing to do with development. All right? So if we want to measure development, never look at a national team. Look at your export of player, the quality of play in your domestic leagues, because that is where you measure development. A national team has very few engagements, less than, except when there's a tournament year. A national team has less than 12 games a year. That's not a measurement of development. And if you don't get that concept right, then the idea of who plays is going to be a problem for you. No national senior team or under 20 team is for developing players. That is why the JFF has an academy starting with kids, because that is development. They don't have to put on the national jersey. Because if they work with them for 6 years, they can sell them to Real Madrid. Will they possibly put on the national jersey? You know how many persons pass through the Arsenal Academy and have never played a senior game at Arsenal? Because development is different from representation. And if we don't get that right, oh Jesus. The governing body of World Football, FIFA, has announced that the U17 FIFA World Cup for both men and women will be held annually and not every 2 years, starting in 2025. So the next one will be 2025, 2026, 2027. Every year they will have under 17 World Cup and under 20. Hey, Jamaica, JFF, better make sure so we get one of them under 17 World Cup here on the land before 2030. The tournament will also be increased in the size of the tournament. Under 17, Women World Cup is set to expand from 16 to 24 teams. The Under 17 Men World Cup is set to expand from 24 to 48 teams. Jamaica needs to be in that. 2025. Next year, qualifiers start this year, and next year we're playing in it. FIFA will announce at a later date the slots allocation for each confederation. But they have confirmed each confederation will see an increase in spot. All right? Do you hear me, people? Do you hear me? Do you hear me? Under 17. Every single year, beginning in 2025. Big deal. Big thing. Right? Big deal. Big thing. Right, my people? Yeah. We have half an hour to go on the show, you know. Thanks all the people who texting in, you know. The time I read this thing. All right? But we have to learn. I try to be, listen, it's a very difficult thing to run a program, you know, because you try to be accommodating and facilitating. And while you don't agree with all the views, you understand me? I urge everybody that there is a right way to share your opinion. And you see, if you have to resort right? Because if you have to resort to disrespect, it's like a woman thing, you know. If a woman feel like, oh, so that's like, because yeah. Let's move away. Let's move away from that. But I love this new development. I have here, what's his name? Technical, this is a very good thing, people. Technical chairman, Rudolph Speed. I wonder if I can play this. Let's see.
Being played every year. Right. So the under 17 World Cup playing every year is actually a genius move, mainly because usually a lot of countries tend to just use the 17-year-olds, and then the 16-year-olds, you know, would have been left behind. So what really happened is that they would be born in what you call a wrong year, because at the next World Cup, they'll be too old to play. So I think this is a genius move that gives every player under a certain age an opportunity to play in a World Cup, which is really the dream of every football player. The movement, the increase in the amount of teams in all the competition, again, is significant, because a lot of us developing nation really can't get to catch up because of the infrequency, because of the limited number of teams that actually play in each competition. So you don't get a chance to identify what the gaps are and able to train towards playing in these tournaments, because the gap is just too great. But with more teams being added, there is a reduction in the gap in terms of who can qualify, and gives Jamaica a better chance to qualify. Because once you're there, it is easier for you to maintain that type of discipline and the commitment, and try to secure more funding to go there already. So it is really a good thing to go up to 48. I mean, in our region, there are some powerhouse teams. This will enable additional teams. I hope we get about 6 spots to be able to go to the World Cup, because that will really be great for Jamaica as the country continue to try and develop in other countries.
First thing, all right, people. Mr. Michael Ricketts, Dennis Chung, Rudolph Speed, probably the 3 primary person on one side. The other side, Mr. Raymond Anderson, Dave Cameron, no, Danny Beckford. The others, probably 3 of the major players on the other side. See the legacy of your cycle as president and leadership is this. If Jamaica, if this is being kept every year, and Jamaica no bid, if you have one, either 2027 or 2028 on a ramp. So I believe part of the legacy no need to leave is to host one of these yearly tournaments, the 2027 or the 2028. Right now, bid needs to start right up and prepare. You ask me where the stadium, we don't have. Here's what. You have Catherine Hall that can be fixed and create a two training surfaces close by for the people. Them whole per hotel there. We don't need to work with Mount Pleasant and set up something at St. Anne. We don't have training and a proper stadium for games to play. That's 2. You have the National Stadium. That is 3. That's 3 already you have, you know. All you have to do now, you can go Sabina Park and make it 4 or no build a new one. Because all you need for the World Cup is 5 proper facility. This is under 17. So we have 4 years. There is enough. Oh, somebody's saying that. What you saying that? Morocco and Qatar got the hosting rights for 5 years in a row? I'm joking that. Yeah. Have one in Trelawney. Yeah, Dr. Hero. True. Me I forget all the Trelawney multi-purpose co-pastor. What me say? Co-pastor mistake me make, man. It's not co-pastor, I mean. When him again? The Trelawney multi-purpose not co-pastor. The Trelawney multi-purpose stadium. Sorry about that. No, the Trelawney Stadium, sorry. No, we can't use Treasure Beach because Treasure Beach not to play them game them at Treasure Beach. Nitro. I know you're St. Elizabeth, man, but Treasure Beach not play at Treasure Beach. Treasure Beach have to start play at Treasure Beach before we can cut. All right, so if they have that for 5, that means put in your bid then, because we're in 2024 now. So when you leave, the bid already get accepted. So the next leader take on that as a World Cup project. Come on now, man. So let me extend it, seeing that the bid them gone in for 5 years. 2030, Jamaica supposed to can either host. You can't tell me say Qatar got the woman and the, even if it's a woman one, man, we need one at Jamaica. We need one. We need to host one. Trinidad hosted one. Jamaica population bigger than Trinidad. Come on. We need one. We need one. If not the male, get the female one. Oh, I'm on what the under 17 coach, you know. Oh, we have a caller. Let's take this call. Welcome to I Am Sure Sports. Good afternoon.
What's going on, Mannings, man?
Yeah, man. First time caller. Long time listener.
First time caller, long time listener.
Yeah, man. What's going on?
Yeah, man. This is we met up in PSL, man. Beating the press.
So
you can put a face to the voice now, you know.
No, man. I know the face. I know the voice, but it is the name when the call came in.
Right.
Yeah, man. What's going on?
Yeah, but I've been listening to the program. You know, I logged in, been listening. I don't know if you've gone over this topic as yet. But I just wanted your views on the upcoming JFF elections. Have you discussed that already?
No, we haven't. We weren't going to discuss the election, but what you want to find out now? Go ahead. Let's talk a little bit about the election.
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, just your views on it. Do you think the current admin deserve another term, or do you think the challengers can make a difference in the football going forward? Just your views per se. I'm overseas. I'm kind of trying to stay close to what's going on, but I'm not fully familiar with the situation. So just your views on that in terms of what you think about the election. I know there was some legal issues regarding
my views are
soccer.
my views are very simple. The injunction has been thrown out and the election is on Sunday. All I want is what is best for Jamaica's football. Whomever takes up leadership of the football must create a pathway where the standard of football locally at all levels is improved. I stand waiting to see what will happen after Sunday so we can now charge and pressure and hold accountable whomever take up that position of leadership. I know both persons, like the persons who would be president, and I think they are very decent people and respectful in terms of how they dialogue with people, and they must understand whatever limitations they have, whichever one leads, and get the right human resources, financial resources around them to fulfill the promises that they would have made to the people. That is my take on the election.
Gotcha. But in terms of, well, I understand clearly what you're saying. I mean, that has always been your mantra. I mean, just listening to the program, you're pretty much always putting Jamaica's football first in general, you know. Pretty much you criticize when criticism is needed, and of course you praise when praise is needed as well. So having been listening to the program, I know from a footballing point of view, that is pretty much where your point of view lies, in that putting Jamaica as football first is always the number one priority. But in terms of this administration, I mean, if you were to grade them over their tenure, what sort of grade would you have given them, the current admin?
What are you grading them on? Because remember, football is different thing. You have administration.
Well, I mean,
what are you? How do you grade?
Well, just their overall management of football in general. I mean, you take into consideration everything in terms of World Cup qualifying, development that you were talking about earlier, the administrative aspect of things.
So it's very. Here's why. Here's
an overall perspective in terms of what their roles and responsibilities are in terms of football in Jamaica.
So let me tell you how I view why it's very. I would have to in other words, we'd have to break down every category. For example, let me give you an example. All right. So with if you measure a team qualified for World Cup, then we have to now determine, do you give credit to the federation for that or not? And so if I'm going to grade them, do I grade the qualifying? And then the other thing is that, where do I stand because I personally don't believe that Jamaica is a nation that will qualify for every World Cup. Some people believe that. I don't believe that. I believe that if we can qualify for World Cup every 3 cycles, that is very good. Some fans believe like it's every World Cup qualifiers we're supposed to qualify for the World Cup. I don't believe that. So I don't view not qualifying on some cycles as failure, because I don't expect us to qualify from every cycle. So what do we actually measure? Yeah, you understand? What do I measure? When it right?
Yeah. I mean,
so I'd have to get specific areas that you say, okay, let's measure them.
So you're saying you can't give an overall, generally speaking. I mean, without necessarily going into the specifics. Yeah. Generally speaking, your overall, having been following the football, having been watching the administration of the football, you know, the development, etc. You can't give a general grade to say, hey, I think.
Yeah, because you can't. Because
I would give this administration a 6 out of 10.
And here's why. Because we have to get down to what is the development? Is the development, because like the person who called before you believe that development is having local players born in Jamaica in the team. I don't consider that to be development. Development for me is the amount of players that we are exporting. And if I were to measure the amount of players exported, then I could say, oh, passing grade. But then I would have to ask myself, was the federation paramount in the exporting of these players? So it is not as easy as I think many people are making it out to be. Hey,
well, I mean,
let me just hold on. Just hold on a sec. Let me respond. Milo Uncut. Aiming to qualify for every World Cup is very good. My opinion is Jamaica don't have the footballing resources to qualify for every World Cup. You believe that, and I'm saying that is okay. I do not believe that. I don't believe that. It's okay for you to believe that, though, because we don't have to believe the same thing. I don't believe that Jamaica can qualify for every single World Cup every single time. I don't believe so. We have what it takes to do that right now. So if my nation qualifies every 12 years for a World Cup, I think that is big. Because bigger nations than Jamaica don't qualify. Every cycle. Italy missed the World Cup. And we could go on and on and on. So you believe that Jamaica should qualify for every aiming is one thing. Not because you have an aim mean that it's going to be achieved. I'm talking about achieving it, not just aiming for it. All right, Carla.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, in the relative world of football, Jamaica is fairly young in terms of World Cup qualifying. I mean, we've only been there once, and that could be down to a number of factors. You know, as you say, it's not as simple as people might make it seem. But I think for this World Cup cycle coming up, I mean, it would be a travesty if we did not qualify for this World Cup pretty much in our backyard. And with two nations already guaranteed spots being hosts, then the door is wide open for a team like Jamaica to really qualify. So, I mean, this World Cup cycle coming up, I would definitely consider it a failure, given the talent pool that Jamaica has, given the teams which are already qualified in terms of hosts, and given the fact that CONCACAF has an extra spot when compared to other confeds. It would be a travesty if Jamaica didn't qualify for this one World Cup in the USA and Mexico and Canada.
Exactly. That I agree with. I agree with that. You and I can agree on that. But what I will say to you,
definitely.
The idea that we have, that Jamaica have like this right to be in every World Cup is folly. It is folly.
Well, for sure. But as I said, I was just looking at it. Well, again, back to my original question in terms of, you could say, the performance of the current JFF administration. I mean, for me personally, my personal view on it, I don't think the challengers are going to win. You know, I really haven't seen. I mean, to me, it boils down to politics and not necessarily football.
Yeah.
So even though, in my opinion, I think the current JFF administration could do a totally better job, I believe they've fallen short in a number of areas. But with this election coming up, I really don't think the challengers will really overcome this admin, you know. So, as you said, Jamaica football comes first. So whoever is in charge at the end of the day, you want to see the best for Jamaica. But as I said, I've been following from overseas. I'm not really that close to the program. But historically speaking, it's hard for me to see where the challengers are going to overcome the long-standing history that the JFF has with the different confeds and the different stakeholders which actually are able to vote in the election, you know. So I think this admin will be returned as president, and we just have to get behind them and support them in terms of the national team, all the different programs they have, all the different age groups, and just rally behind Jamaica. You know, it's been a long time since we've been to a World Cup. I mean, 1998 is a long way off.
True,
you know,
I'm telling you,
and
I mean,
supporters weren't even born that time.
Yeah, listen, and that's why I believe this one is very important. But not only that, before we qualified for that one, it was a longer time.
Well, that is true, and a lot of persons. I mean, I know it's a debate you've had before.
You see, what I'm saying to people is that we measure the time from 1998 to now, but don't measure the time from 1998 back.
Right. And I mean, if you talk to a lot of persons, I mean, in the older age group, probably, they will tell you Jamaica was playing better football back then when compared to now.
Listen, there was one TV station in Jamaica, yeah, man, who bring probably one game a month from one league in the world. So people talking about them used to play better football then. is that listen, everything in Jamaica
But
was
you've heard that argument before.
huh? Yeah,
You've heard that argument.
Hey, listen, hey, yesterday man who never yet see a house, the only house him see a females, believe that females are the biggest house in the world.
Right. So it's about exposure then. Persons weren't necessarily
Yeah,
exposed to
yeah,
football.
man, they are
that
Jamaican.
we're now exposed to. I mean, pretty much right now you can watch any league you want.
Man live at Westmoreland and never even listen to football on radio and I tell you say the greatest footballer in the world. And this man from Dunham community.
Yeah, I mean, definitely the way we view football in general has really changed over time. I mean, right now it's the age of analytics and not necessarily eye tests. You know, so that's a constant debate. Do you trust what you're seeing with your eyes, or do you trust the numbers? You know, what's your view on that, though, man? Is it a numbers game where you're looking at the analytics, or is it
both are
what you see on the field of play?
Both are important.
Which side do you lean more to?
Both are important, you know, because the eyes can be deceiving. Sometimes, let me tell you this: if I were to look at eyes, I would pick the wrong players, because I'm telling you, I see some people juggle football. You see, my brother. Yes, when them a juggle football, them full of touch. Them put it all back at them, them flick it up on them head. And the next man there who can do that, you know, you put the two of them on the field, you see the man where you see a juggling, he don't have a clue. Right? So you go watch some scrimmage game. You go watch some scrimmage game and you see some ball and you say, gee, hey, this man can't play for Jamaica. Look how the money. Yo, look how the you put them 11v11. You said to yourself, what was I thinking? What did I see?
Right.
So
I think in
the
Jamaica
analytics are important. The analytics are important,
right,
but the eye test is important, and they must work hand in hand.
Indeed. I just think Jamaica, you know, speaking from a Jamaican context, in general, your average football supporter, you know, embedded in our culture is this thing about skill. Yo, the ball is a skill. You know, but as you mentioned, when you put them on the field of play in terms of what you want from that footballer as a coach, then it's a complete contrast. You know, oftentimes this is a typical Jamaican. You do a piece of skill, but then there is no final product. So you do a piece of skill and then lose the ball, or you do a piece of skill and then the shot goes wide. But the fans still rate that ball, so to speak, because of the skill set that he possesses, but no final product to go along with it.
There you go.
But I
listen,
think slowly that sort of thinking is changing, though.
I think so. But listen, we're going to take. I'm going to take a next one because we're just going 2 hours and we have around 5 minutes to go. And I know one other person was calling, so let's go and take that one. But thanks.
All right, appreciate your time. And as I said, I do have a podcast out there, so for anyone listening, they can search Beating the Press podcast on YouTube.
Yeah.
Beating the Press podcast on YouTube, and you know, you can check out, you know, we talk a lot of EPL football and just football in general, you know, preview games, etc. So if anyone out there is listening and interested, then you can check that out too as well, Mannings, man.
Yeah, man, Beating the Press. Yeah, man. I think I subscribe to it. I subscribe to that already. Once a Jamaican run something, me just subscribe. I'll be now go watch it.
I appreciate it. I appreciate the support, you know.
Yeah,
give thanks. And again, as I said, thanks for the eartime and allowing me to kind of put some points forward.
All right, then. Blessings every time.
All right, take care now.
Yeah. Oh, sorry, DW. The caller is gone. I think, let me call. I think, was it Miguel? All right, this is the final call for the Super Friday show. Remember to hit the like button, subscribe and share. Big up the white. We got another super sticker at Super Friday. Yay. That's the second one of the day, and we are grateful. Miguel, not answering. Boss, step in, you know, and step on the work. So nothing now go on right there. All right. Big up. Thank you, Dwight. Yeah. Hey, people, listen, it's back in the days when people say, oh, the greatest, this, the greatest, that, the greatest, this, the greatest, that. Them never done watch no football, you hear? when you start to watch football, you remember say when you talk about greatest, nobody mention nobody that play football at Jamaica. You know what I'm saying? No disrespect still. But we talk about 10 and 20 biggest player in the world. Nobody mention nobody down at Jamaica, right? As a man. You understand me? Yeah. So not because you see a man out the street a flick up the ball in the air pan the look 6 aside one a play on a pile and a salad man. You think say them are no big star or big anything. No, sir. It no work so. It no work so at all. Yeah. And I said go. And I said the football work. Trust me, people. Because some of them, that is all. You tell them, you put them to play forward, be outside them outside. They don't know nothing about marking. They don't know nothing about ball side. They don't know nothing about low block. They don't know nothing. They don't know nothing about the channel them. So you can't to watch them think the people. What is skill? Yeah, that's a good question. When people say man skillful, what that mean? Skillful. What does that? Man, what a man can do? He can manipulate the ball well. That no meaning good. He no mean him good. You hear? Manipulating the ball don't make you skillful. Because skill at the international level is more than that. Your ability to pass the balls. Like Odegaard is a very skillful player. Because I'm telling you, wicked man, bro. Yo, wicked man, bro. Yo. Oh, yo, you move so wicked man, bro. Are you there? You run off of the channel. I want me there, wicked man, bro. Bro. I want me there. Me there something, man. Me there something. All big deal. When you all big deal, Len. The man just stop come over us. Big deal, Len. Yeah. All right, people, we have 3 minutes to go. So I was trying to call, but Dwight wasn't getting through. But I want to thank you. I mean, it's Super Friday. Want to thank you for liking. Thank you for sharing. We may be back on later, depending on how Cranky is feeling, right? Yeah. Oh, the man said, oh, yeah, party till you're 40. Oh, you mean? 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 Wicked man, bro. All right, hey, Wicked man, bro. Then if you get if you could play some in a junior the World Cup qualifier, drop some music in the stadium. Such man, yeah. They can't go. Yeah. All right. So DW, I think we need to give that some time, right? Because Jamaica did call him. So I can understand, like I said to people, I don't know the full details. It is left to see if something will be put out in terms of him not coming. I don't know that. Or the other thing is if the player will up, because him being in that does not mean that he will not be here in Jamaica, because he's listed in both. So I think we need to just wait and see. Yeah. Yeah, man. And Whisper scored for Chelsea, for those of you who are watching. He's playing in the under 21s. And so maybe it's a good thing. I think the coach did a good thing by actually allowing him to stay there and continue to improve and develop. I think that's a very, very, very good thing. Very good thing for him. Yeah. All right. So listen, people. Time is up upon us, but I will be back like the Terminator later. I will be back with Stan Cranky. I am management. This has been I Am Sure Sports. As usual, I want to thank you for your viewing, for your liking. We will come back and get further. All right, yeah, Duklan, we're gonna return later, man. Don't worry. I promise you that we will be back later. All right, but it is Friday. So it is, I have to get into the office and, make sure all things are well as I prepare to leave. But I'll be back later. But I am managed, man. This has been I Am Sure Sports. And as usual, when it gets to this time of the show, we say we are over and we are out of here.